Welcome to Expanding Your Search with Brent and Jodibailey. We are growing our circles of connection and knowledge with encouraging conversations and positive communications. Today, Brent and Jodi welcome.
It's Vindication Wednesday. So we have another exciting cast member, the star of War Room, and currently playing Detective Tre Millwood, TC Stallings.
And now, here are your hosts, Brent and Jodibailey.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Vindication Wednesday here at Expanding Your Search. We are here talking today all about the faith-based crime drama Vindication. We have had some great principal cast members on, and we've enjoyed our time with every one of them. This week is no exception, as Detective Tre Millwood himself, TC Stallings, is here. We're going to be talking to him in just a little bit. Some people are asking, why are you wearing a Louisville sweatshirt? It's because we got an old Cardinal on the program today. TC played football at the University of Louisville, and so that's, you got to know who you're talking to and ways to make them feel more at home. So he's going to be out here talking to this Kentucky fella himself here in just a minute. Right now, though, we're heading over to the control room where Jodi is there. Hello.
Hey.
So, he's such a nice man. I was just so
he was great.
Awestruck by
his.
He's just so friendly and so down to earth, and I'm just really excited to have him on here. And so, this week is the season finale.
Yes.
And we're really rooting for season 2. Now, I can't promise anything, folks, but we're doing our best to try and have Todd Terry on next week.
We are really
Detective
trying.
Travis, please,
Yep.
please.
Please.
We want you to
Terry,
be on
please.
next week, all right, so we can wrap up the season and really face forward to season 3.
Yeah.
Because we love the show so much.
We really do. We
it's
are
a great
definitely.
show.
We've been telling everybody about it, and I mean, seriously, every week we're like, "Oh, Jared, way to go, Jared!
Yeah, Jared,
you're
just
done great."
making me cry this week. And you made me do all these other things. So, but I just got to tell you, the cast, they have been great. Every one of them that has been on the show have been such a treasure to talk to and just awesome. So, I've been having a great time with them and talking about that. So I can't wait to see if we can get Todd Terry next week. All right.
Okay,
but with that being said, though, I can't wait to talk to TC this week. All right. So let's talk about what's going on around the country. What is happening?
What is going on around the country? Well, today is National Civics Day. Now, okay, all right.
No. I love civics.
But you know what? Our son Preston.
It's a fascinating subject.
Civics.
It's not just
that class. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the whole study of our government and how it works.
It is.
And
It is.
we had class elections and all kinds of stuff when I was doing. I had a great time.
Yeah.
I loved that class.
Yeah. So today we're celebrating, the education of
Do you remember your civics teacher's name?
Nope. I don't remember.
Mrs. Shelton.
Oh, you would.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, not me.
Anyway,
I don't have any idea.
She was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that class.
I don't know. I never really did good in history. So I don't know. I probably didn't do very well in civics. So
it's completely different. History is
I know
the
it
past.
is. I know.
Civics
It's
is
just
more
a lot
about
of information
how it works now. Anyway,
I
get it.
So
we got federal, state, and local government.
Right.
There's the basis of the class. All right, move along.
So we'll move on. Today is also National Navy Day, and that is the branch of the military.
I feel like we just...
Oh, I know I do too, but it was something a little bit different, but it did have to do with the Navy.
It had something to do with the Navy.
It did have something to do, but this is a day that we salute all those past and present members of the Navy.
Anchors away. My boat. All right. So.
Yes. Thank you for what you have done. Thank you to our personal friends
Yes.
that were in the
Very
Navy.
close friends.
They still consider themselves part of the Navy. I mean, it's
they're
not on active duty, but they are definitely, they've got that going on.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's a I mean, once
It's a
you're,
lifetime.
I'm trying to think of the right word. I was going to say family, but it's not. It's a brotherhood. That's
It's
what
a
they
brotherhood,
call it. So.
yeah. So happy National Navy Day. Today we'll move on to this. It's also National Black Cat Day. So we've had, we talk about cats and we talk about different animals, but today is the Black Cat Day.
Yeah, this is the bad luck day, I guess,
it's
right?
the week. We are in the week before
yes,
Halloween,
yes.
and so every day is something that has to do with that day, I guess.
Well, I mean, does it give us any
I would say
information about
if you
this
are
day?
superstitious,
This
you
is
should
not
not
a good
be.
day. This is
Not
not a
good.
good day for you. Yeah.
no, it's not a good day for you. But you would want to watch out for the black cats that cross your path.
Okay.
Right? You don't, anyway,
Sure.
but that's if you're superstitious. I don't really believe in that stuff. So.
Yeah, I don't either. All right, so moving on.
Okay, the last one is American Beer Day.
Yeehaw!
Which we don't partake of, but American beer.
We don't judge people.
We don't judge people that do, but it's a day to just acknowledge a lot of the processes that have actually taken place in America to make beer. So
Okay.
it's a big industry here.
All right.
So that's all I have.
Let me ask you
food.
this.
Do
Let
you
me
have
ask
any
you this.
food?
I do. I've got all kinds of food stuff, but
Good.
I want to ask another question real quick. I know that you're wanting to put up multiple Christmas trees.
Yes, I do.
How do you feel about different colored Christmas trees?
I would like, to be honest, I really want a white flocked tree, and I'd like a red tree.
I don't know what that is.
It's the snow, the fake snow on the tree.
Flocked?
That's what it's called.
Okay.
Flocking. F-L-O-C-K.
All right. And you want a red tree too?
I would like to have a red tree.
I
I
can't-
haven't seen them, but
I can't
around.
help you with a red one.
Okay.
But Walmart, for a very limited time, is offering a bright orange lit fir tree. So it's already pre-lit,
Yes.
and it's bright orange.
Bright orange.
It's
What's
the
the
way
reason?
they're kind of saying it's like a fall tree.
Yes. Okay. I
Bright
can see
orange
that.
Christmas tree. And it is, I like the look of it, but I don't know if I would want that to be the Christmas tree.
No, definitely
But
not.
it
the
is, it's
Christmas
very
tree.
fascinating to look at. The pictures are really kind of cool. So,
Yeah.
Right now, if you go in to Walmart, you can get this Christmas tree from Walmart between, well, wow, what a range, $49 to $500.
Oh my Lord. The $500 one
yeah.
must be like
I can't imagine how big that is.
for
So,
a courtyard or something.
Yeah.
That's
all right,
pretty
here we go with
deep.
another mashup.
Yes. Tell us the mashup.
People are losing their minds. I really think this pandemic has driven people to such boredom
Yes.
that they're
I
doing
agree.
stuff that they never would normally do.
Yeah.
People have started, and this is a TikTok thing, ramen lasagna.
Okay.
It says people are making ramen lasagna, and it's our new favorite weeknight dinner.
I mean,
I'm just going to tell you, it looks so simple. They put all the ingredients in, they put a pack of ramen on top of it, throw it in the oven, and it's done.
Well, I mean, ramen's easy, and I guess, I don't know. Like, so all the ingredients from a typical...
It looks like cheese and noodle, layer with more cheese and the noodles,
and
then
Italian, like
and
lasagna
bake the
noodles?
ramen. Yep, bake
And
the
then-
ramen right on
What's
top.
the point? I don't know.
350 to 25 minutes. So,
Huh.
350 for 25 minutes. Anyway, it looks, I don't know. I just don't know.
I mean, taste-wise, it
A
probably
lot of
tastes
these
good,
things,
but
it probably does taste good. It probably tastes just like it.
some
but
of that's just a waste of time.
that stringy kind of takes away from the lasagna part, I think.
Yeah.
By then you're eating spaghetti. So
Exactly, that's true. Just make ramen spaghetti.
McDonald's has come out with the apple pie McFlurry. It is out
Oh.
right now. Of course, it is for the for the fall season.
Fall
Now,
season.
all right, now, here's something that I didn't. Did you know that Starbucks has a secret menu?
Yes. I think I heard that, yes.
Why have a secret menu?
And then everybody knows it.
Well, but
That doesn't make
why
sense.
even
That's not
bother
secret.
it? I mean, why even bother with it?
I don't know.
I mean, there's 53 items on the secret menu. That's not a secret anymore. Of course, they're capitalizing on a lot of things. They have a Squid Game Frappuccino now.
Yes.
Which have
I'm not
you
surprised.
watched? Have you watched any of Squid Game yet? How about you?
I've
have you
watched-
caught any of Squid Game on Netflix?
Yeah, let us
know.
know. I think I've watched maybe 10 minutes of it.
All right,
That's
some of
about
these
it.
sound pretty good. I would do the pumpkin pie frappuccino. I probably think that's probably
That
delicious.
probably would be good.
Pumpkin butter cold brew. That sounds like just coffee.
Yeah.
The pumpkin juice that they sell at Universal down there in the Harry Potter
Yeah?
world. They have that.
I don't think I haven't gotten that
Let's see.
before, but
It's not bad. It's not as good as the butterbeer, but
yeah, butterbeer's awesome.
okay. I'm trying to look through here for some other things. Some of this stuff is inspired by Harry Potter or the Twilight movies. All right,
Right.
here's the one that sounds pretty good: the key lime pie refresher.
Okay, yeah, that'd be good.
That probably is very good.
Yeah.
The Caribbean refresher. Some of these you just didn't even know that I didn't even know there was such a secret menu.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was so extensive.
But 53 items. Okay, now this one is something I would get right here. The orange dreamsicle float.
Yes, you would get that.
I'd get that and
Yeah.
drink that like with a. So anyway, go to your local Starbucks and demand. To see the secret
You
menu.
must give this to me.
So, all right. Well, that's what's going on around the country. We're so excited today to have TC Stallings with us. So hang tight. We're going to expand your search. You may have first heard of my guest today after he gave up a pro football career to pursue an acting career. He also played at the University of Louisville. Come on, somebody. His film War Room took the #1 spot in America at the box office in 2015, but since then, he has starred in over 20 films, 2 TV shows, including the hit crime drama Vindication. It's one of our favorites. He's authored 3 books, including his latest, which is an autobiography of his life entitled Eyes Fixed, My True Life Story. He also helps aspiring Christian actors succeed in the entertainment industry without ever compromising their faith. It's so important. Through his online actor coaching program called Uncompromised, TC's #1 goal in life is to pursue his God-given purpose above anything else, and he aims to encourage others to do the same. He is currently playing Detective Tre Millwood on our favorite show, Vindication. Please welcome TC Stallings to the program.
Hey.
TC, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for coming and being with us today.
Thanks for having me. I like that shirt you got there, man.
That's
It's a
right.
Good,
You
good
have-
choice of wardrobe.
You got to know who you're talking to, too. Man, so grateful for your time today. We're loving what you're doing on the show. Love everything about it. But before we get to that, let's talk about you and what you've a little bit about your background. Obviously, you gave up pro football, but let's talk a little bit about your career in football. You went to Louisville, and what was it like there?
I loved it. Loved it. It was it was a mixed bag at some point because from people familiar with my career know that there were some kind of there were some challenges that were supposed to just be football challenges that ended up, spilling over into my spiritual life. And those who know me well know that it was in college in which I really found my faith. Big time as far as transitioning from just a believer type of person to a really true Christ follower. But it's funny, my football career and my walk with the Lord came to a clash, and in my college years, which was life-changing for me. I made a documentary about that. People can actually go watch that. It's called 24 Counter, the story behind the run. But I had a great time there. Outside of that part, that was hard. And I'm, as you can see, I'm trying not to even get into it. That's a whole other conversation for another day.
Sure.
But as far as my playing days, man, I absolutely love the city. I love coming out there on Saturdays and play. And it was a transformative time of my life. It gave me enough recognition to be able to go on and play pro football for 6 years. So I love the city. I have a lot of friends still there. They always show me love. I lived there for 13 years. I met my wife there. My first child was born there. So a lot happened to me in that city.
And then you went on to play professional football, and we'll just briefly get through this. I see the Saints logo on your hat there.
No. That's
that's not a Saint. Oh no, that's a Twin Cities logo. I'm so sorry. From a distance, it looked like a Twins or a Saints logo. Where did you end up playing?
I'm not a baseball fan either. It's just Minnesota, the Twin Cities. It's the TC hats, man.
Oh,
so I
smart.
I got like 8, 9, 10 of these hats.
Okay,
different colors.
Where did you end up playing pro football at?
So out of college, I didn't get drafted. Obviously, the NFL was my goal. I was really, really like heartbroken by that because publications had stated that I was, could be a mid-round draft pick, and it didn't happen. So I ended up going right to the Arena League. I did well there, well enough to get noticed by the Calgary Stampeders of the CFL, and that was like pretty much my first major pro football contract. No slight to the Arena League, but I'm an outdoor guy, and that was just a bigger deal. So then I played over there, did well there, ended up going overseas and playing in Europe, and there was basically the NFL over there, and I played over there, and I did that. And so those were like the 3 leagues that I played in.
All right. And so then you get bit by the acting bug. Talk about that. What was that transition like?
Yeah, well, it was really weird because I had just finished up probably the best individual season that I had ever had as a pro. It was 1,500 yards rushing, 26 touchdowns. We won the Super Bowl over there. I was the MVP for my team, and that was 2008. And I'm coming back to the States now with all of that good baggage, to like put in teams' faces and go do personal workouts and all that. And that was what I was planning to do when I came back in 08. And this was around September or so of 08. So we go, and this is when Fireproof is released, and we go and see Fireproof. I'm blown away by the movie. And it like, look, literally, not only was I feeling like, first of all, let me just back up a little bit. I had been married 7 years at that point.
Okay. You
go into a movie like this. I remember my friends telling me, like, this is marriage movie. And, it's about like fixing, man. I'm like, man, I've been married 7 years, and I got this thing all figured out, man. And you think you're such a good husband. Just ask my wife. She'll tell you, I'm a great husband. I went into this movie, man. By the end of the movie, I'm apologizing for things that I ain't even done yet. And the whole theater was like that. So I just saw the magnitude and the power of this film. And I just started to think to myself, like, man, I don't know how long I'm gonna be doing this football thing, but when I'm done, I think this is what I want to do for sure. And I turned to my wife and I was like, who made this film? Because look at these people in here. And everybody was all like crying, and no one had left the theaters. People are like, renewing their vows, like right there, just all kinds of different things going on. And I said, man, this is incredible. And my heart just really started to beat and thump hard for acting. And I had never done anything beyond, church plays and just stuff for fun. But now this is like, I wanted to get serious about this. So I said, who made this film? My wife, we look at the credits, said the Kendrick brothers. And I'm like, okay, I got to start praying about working with the Kendrick brothers. And a year and a half later, they gave me my first role.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that was God speaking loud and clear about, because I wanted to run it through him. I wanted to make sure I wasn't a prisoner of the moment, that this was something that he wanted me to do. And I just wasn't caught up in it. So I'm like, Lord, if you want me to do this, like, open the door for me, help make it plain. Otherwise, remove the desire from my heart to even do this. But I want to work with these Kendrick brothers because they're making the type of movies that I can do that don't dishonor you in any way. So I want to work with the Kendrick brothers. A year and a half later, they gave me my first role in Courageous. And I've never looked back.
Yeah, I was gonna say the rest is history. Did you have to? Did you do some acting lessons or coaching or anything like that to get prepared for that, or did you just jump in?
Just jumped in.
That's awesome.
That's what makes it cool, because only God can get the glory, man.
Yeah.
I know they say some people are naturals and stuff like that, and I don't shun that. I mean, I do think there are some natural giftings. I mean, like I say, I never have football lessons. I just picked up the ball when I was 12 and started running around with it and was just good at it,
Yeah.
And I know some people have to get coached in the sport to get really, really good at it. I didn't. It's the same thing with this acting thing. I had done like for fun. It was like my church when I was growing up used to always do plays, and I would always love to get a role, and I would, just goof off of that silly. In college, I did like 2 plays just for fun because I took theater arts as an elective, just because I was a fan of the genre. But as far as having like the classes and the training and the connections and all the things that they say you have to make it in this business, I had 0. Literally all I had was an answered prayer that gave me the fuel to just believe that I was called to do this, because literally my prayer got answered to a T. Here I am getting a chance to audition for Courageous. And man, I just did what I thought the role needed and required, and I got the role. I will say this, I mean, from the way I grew up in my life, you couldn't have picked a better role for me to have the first time with this thug guy, because I spent 18 years of my life around people like that. So I kind of had a little bit of experience with knowing what that would be. So that's what I drew from that.
I mean, that was a big one. I mean, for your first role to be in a movie that had that kind of impact had to just be the most thrilling thing in the world. Now,
oh, it was huge.
Yeah. So you jump in, and then not too long after that, you're in War Room, and that movie was everywhere. Everybody was talking about that. What was that experience like?
It was cool because I kind of knew that it was coming down the pipe literally. A couple summers before they actually started going into production on it. So Courageous had come out, and you kind of go around the country and you're being asked to speak and stuff like that, and since my character wasn't necessarily a main character, the TJ character, but he was significant because he was the villain and everything. And when Alex and Steven, sometimes when they would go around the country and speak and share their testimony, because I played this really vile, mean guy, but in real life I was a believer, my testimony was compelling to a lot of people. And so sometimes Alex and Steven would bring me along to speak. So this particular time we're in Mexico City, so we're out of the country, which is cool, and we're speaking, I'm sharing my testimony and everything. We go out to lunch, and he hinted to me then, and this was like the summer or maybe fall of 2012 or so, he hinted to me then that he was in the process of already writing his next one, and God has given him the vision. And he kind of told me all about War Room, but I don't think he had titled it yet. And he said, I'm thinking about you for the lead. He told me that then. And I said, wow, this is awesome. So then, it was like 3 years later, or 2 years later, he ended up offering me the role. And so when he offered me that role, it was just incredible, but I never knew it was going to do exactly what it ended up doing. And just to really button up the question, man, it was crazy, because in Hollywood, everybody was talking about Jesus and prayer, whether they wanted to or not. That's what you got to cover the #1 movie in America. And they treated me great. They invited me on all the shows. I was on Entertainment Tonight. I was on Hollywood Today Live. I was on Home and Family, all of these shows. And nobody was like mocking God or anything like that. They welcomed me in there. And it was incredible, man, to just give God glory for what he was doing.
What an awesome testimony that is. Now, you've actually started to reach out and do things with other up-and-coming actors to help them keep that stand. And I know that we had Candace Kirkpatrick on the show. We also had Venus on the show, and they both are also doing some of that. And I've heard other faith-based actors that are doing that. What's your heart behind that? I mean, I know the answer, but I mean, just so that our viewers would know, to help people coming up, talk about that.
Well, for sure. What I ended up doing, I was in 2012 when I gave up everything and I moved out to Hollywood. The process of knowing that was something that God wanted me to do took a lot of prayer and studying scripture and just asking him to, the same way that I asked him to show me whether he wanted me to act or not. I prayed and asked for, well, I got to back up a little bit of backstory. After Courageous, I got a phone call from Hollywood. An agent literally, I don't even know how they found me. They gave me a call and asked me if I had ever thought about coming out to Hollywood to like pursue acting full time and launch this career and all this stuff. And so I had to go through a prayer process about this. And I was considering this, and I started to ask myself, like, what would be the benefit of actually going out here? And I weigh the pros and cons, and it was this long con list. I could name a million things that would be like not good about going out there, from not having any connections, didn't have any, like, I didn't have a manager. I didn't have all the things that they say you need to make it out there. No one knew me. I knew there was be a lot of things I have to turn down. So I'm looking for that diamond in the rough, clean roll out there and all of that. So it was a lot of negatives, but the one positive that I could come up with, like, what could really change the game? And it was, if I was to go out here and succeed, somehow get to the top, be a really thriving, known actor that's doing great, but never compromise along the way, so that I can kill the whole stigma that you gotta kind of like forget about Christ when you go out there. So that was the thing I brought before the Lord, and I felt like he put it in my heart that, like, yes, this is what you need to do. So I'll go out there. So I'm out there 10 years. All throughout that time, I didn't compromise my faith, not once. And there was a lot of times where I could have, whether it's a big check or a big opportunity or whatever, but I just kept saying no. And every time I said no, it's like the Lord would replace that with something cool that I can do. That's why, like you said, I'm here 20 films later. So I say all that to say, once I went through all of that and I saw how to keep Christ first, but still deal with getting managers and getting agents and navigating the landscape, I felt compelled one day to just go online and Google Christian actor coaching and Christian actor training, anything. If you do that, you won't see anything.
Wow.
Zero. And the searches kept turning up empty. And I said, like, I felt called to fill this space. So I prayed about it again, because there are a lot of TC Stallings out there, people like me who don't want to compromise your faith, but you need to know how to navigate it. And so I ended up creating the first ever Christian actor coaching program, one that's designed specifically for Christians, that deal with the spiritual aspect as well as the acting aspect. And so if you Google Christian actor coaching now, I'm the one that's going to pop up. And so, I got a collection of actors. And once you complete the program, I invite you into a private Facebook group, and I meet with them weekly and continue to just guide them and navigate them in this industry, because I know exactly to a T what they're going through. So I feel the Lord called me to fill that space, and that's what I'm doing.
And then, of course, the name of the program is called Uncompromised, and that's awesome. So congratulations on that. All right, let's talk about Vindication, because that's really what we brought you on for today. We're loving the season so far. From the beginning, Detective Millwood has almost been like a conscience for the show. Like, it's almost like Travis is starting to go off in some crazy thought line, and you're like, hey, let's bring that back to the middle of the road. Do you feel the same way, or are we reading too much into that?
No, it's one of those things where I think the way that Tre has been added to the show is Travis was basically just looking to fill a hole at the precinct.
The football game. Yeah.
He's really want to fill a hole at the precinct because he doesn't have the type of help that he really wants. And you want somebody like strong like he is, smart like he is, responsible like he is. And it wouldn't hurt if they could play a little bit of football.
Yeah, because I know that was the first question he asked you, right? It was like, you play football, right?
Right. But it's funny to read what he said. It was so cool, because what it is from the aspect of knowing that he has a cop that can hold his own, strong guy. He already knows, like, okay, but let me just see if he can play football too. But I think he was trying to fill a void at the precinct. But I think what the show is showing, that there's also maybe a void of another strong accountability brother in his life that he can really call a friend. And I think Tre comes in and is filling that role as well. Not just another new cop on the show, a new help for precinct 2, but a really good, strong brother in Travis's life that can be a friend to him.
Yeah. The thing that I thought was really refreshing take on especially on a Christian show, is right off the bat, I know they introduce you at the end of one of the episodes, and that's where the football question comes in. But then the next show, your first case right out of the box is dealing with a race factor.
Right.
And I was so happy to see that handled in the way it was handled. You guys had that conversation in the car where the explanation was coming out of what the African American community is really looking for. what was that like to film that scene?
I mean, it was easy because it was written from a realistic standpoint. I mean, people had those conversations all the time, and everything that was said is pretty much true. I mean, I grew up that way, and it's what I love is that we focus on controversial type of verbiage, non-controversial type of back and forth. Just to kind of find the sensible conversation that you can have about it. It wasn't this thing where it's like, all white people are bad or all black people are thugs or all this. It was more so of how a sensible African-American man or woman might see the situation, and how a cop who really wants to understand, who happens to be white, would see the situation. And they don't have any animosity towards each other. So they're not fighting each other. They're actually standing shoulder to shoulder and looking out at the problem, both trying to solve the problem. They're both looking at it like, maybe this will fix it. Maybe that'll fix it. Well, maybe this needs to happen. Maybe that. Not going at each other, counterpoint, punch for punch, and all of that. So I think what I love about it is, above all, it just shows a cordial way to have a conversation. And then I love how once we're done with all of that, we go and we work together. We just like, you ready to go? Let's go. Let's go. And so I just love how it worked itself out.
Yeah. Before we let you go, I did want to ask you about filming the football game because we had Candace on a couple of weeks ago, and she was hilarious that episode. But she made a remark. She goes, we were out there goofing around. She goes, they would throw the ball, and I would just think there's no way TC's going to catch that. And all of a sudden, your hand would go up so high and snatch that back down. And so you guys were actually out there really throwing the football around, having a good time. Was it as fun as it looked on TV?
Well, it was. I mean, that was one of my favorite days because first of all, it was one of the first times where I got a chance to remember. I'm new to the cast, so It was one of the first times where just about everybody was there, and I got a chance to be in scenes and things and catch up and talk with just about most of the main cast from season 1. So that's what made it fun. First of all, the only other scene that was like that was the episode where we're catching the guy who's filming the kids, and we're looking at a video, and I got a chance to meet the Kevin character and his girlfriend, some of those others. But I love those big scenes because I got a chance to meet everybody. But from the football standpoint, absolutely. Anytime I get to go out there and play ball, it's a lot of fun. And yes, we did all of that full speed, rep after rep after rep after rep, so they can pick the one they want. I remember one time I'm like, listen, Jared, I ain't dropping none of these passes, so we should only have to do this like once. I don't know how many of these I got in me, but all of that it wasn't sped up. That's me running, that's me catching, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. All right, so episode 9 drops today, and so we're really excited about to see, because we had Cameron on last week to talk about his big scene when they arrested him, and I was like, oh my gosh. So we're really, really, really excited to see where this goes, and we're so excited to have had your time with us today, and looking forward to seeing you in other things and season 3.
Absolutely, man. Lord's will, there will be a season 3. Really excited about it. And like I said, I've been telling everybody the coolest thing is how I know we didn't talk much about how I even got on the show, but the coolest thing is just in the way everybody welcomed me on there. I've told everybody all the time that me coming on there wasn't to make the show like better or it needed me at all. I think the show was great with or without me. I'm just another, cog in the wheel, and I was a fan first. When I watched season 1, I was just really proud to see a very, very well done, well shot, well acted, high quality crime drama that could be on any network. You put it anywhere, and it is of that magnitude. So I'm a person that is at a level where those are the type of things that attract me. And so, they didn't come chasing after me. I actually went and told them that if there is something in which a character like myself and the type what I bring would fit, and only if it would fit, let me know. Because you don't want to force your way onto a show and then you screw up the dynamic. And I don't think that would have been good for Vindication. Personally, I'm just like, listen, if as you're writing and you're thinking things through, if there's something that fits the type of person that I am, then I can, bring something, new to the show that just kind of keeps what's already great rolling along, let me know. And that ended up happening with the Tre character. Obviously there wasn't a black policeman there, and it wasn't necessarily done intentionally either. It's just, I'm just happened to be the person that reached out, and I just happened to be black. So it's not like it was a conscious effort or whatever to like try and do that. So again, man, I'm just grateful that when I got there, everybody was just extremely kind. Everybody was welcoming, and I'm glad to hear that everybody's enjoying the Tre character. I do love doing it, and I'll continue to just keep giving it my best. And I'm glad everybody is happy with what I've done so far.
Have a great rest of your day, TC. Thank you so much for your time. God bless you, and here's to seeing you up there again this week.
All right.
Take care.
Right.
All right.
Thanks,
and L's up. All right. So
for sure.
All right. That's TC Stallings. And now let's stop for directions. How can one walk through this life successfully? Is it because we achieve greatness compared to our neighbors or our family or our friends? Is it because our bank accounts tell us that we're successful? Or is it stepping out in faith to do what God has called you to do? The book of Psalms tells us that the steps of a righteous man are ordered of the Lord. That says to me, if you're going to be successful, you have to walk in his plan. Throughout this season and even today with TC, we've heard a lot of people laying down their success from worldly opportunities to follow the plan of God for their life. TC shared the same with us today. It is following God's desires that he puts into our hearts that when we lean upon them, they bring satisfaction, success, and contentment. But who's all this for? Is all of that just for you? I'm going to challenge you today with this. No, it's for you and others. You are blessed to be a blessing. God will never lead you down a path where your success is just for you. Whether training someone else to be successful, mentoring someone else to walk in their purpose, or assisting someone else to get started, your success will always be tied to helping others come to know God's plan for their life. Allow yourself to walk in that plan today. But while you're walking, look for the person that you're supposed to help along the way. That's going to wrap it up for the show today. I'm so grateful to TC Stallings for stopping by to talk about Vindication and his career with us. We love him in just about everything he's ever done. Don't forget, coming up Friday, we got a great show for you. Chad Owen, who is a businessman extraordinaire, is going to be here with us. I want to thank Jody for another great job over there in the control room. Until Friday, I hope we helped you find what you were looking for as you expanded your search. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for joining us today. Connect with us on @expandingyoursearch on Facebook and Instagram and @expandingsearch on Twitter. Relive any of our episodes on YouTube. We're available wherever podcasts are found, including Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. You can also download the Direction Ministries app on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Take some time today to